Hey guys, bit of a different video today. The North Somerset Council has not collected our bins for 6 weeks now. This is the current situation.
Listen up! This is London, baby!
He's just scratched his head.
I haven't been to this park since I was a kid. Look at all that. Take a guess which park this is. Have a look at this. Take a guess. Happily playing around in the filth. You know what, I'm absolutely disgusted. I have not been to this park for many years, maybe 10-15 years. It was never this bad. I used to come here as a child. It was not like this. Now there's nappies everywhere, disposable plates, disposable cutlery. People are having picnics and just chucking the rubbish on the side. You come here with your cutlery, with your food, you eat it and then you chuck it on the side. You can take it home with you and chuck it away at home. Like, I don't understand. I thought this was just like basic human kind of behavior where you take your rubbish with you and you chuck it away. I just don't understand, man, like how people are just happy just sitting in the rubbish and all that. It's crazy, man.
Council's lazy. I'm telling you, the council is lazy, right? This pothole.
Right then. Let me tell you something. I've been living in my town for nigh on 60 years. And I've never seen such an absolute shambles as what we've got now with this shambles of a council. Just this morning, this very morning, mind you, I walked past Mrs. Henderson's house and her bins are still sat there from last Tuesday. Tuesday? That's 6 days they've been festering on the pavement. When I was working, if you didn't turn up for 6 days, you'd be out on your ear, no questions asked. And don't get me started on the state of the roads. There's a pothole on Elm Street that's been there since Christmas. And it's big enough to lose a Morris Minor in. I wrote to them 3 times. 3 times. You know what they sent me back? A form to fill out. A bloody form. They're charging us near on £2,000 a year in council tax. 2,000. And for what? The town centre looks like a tip. There's rubbish blowing about everywhere and half the street lights haven't worked since the Queen's Jubilee. In my day, public servants actually served the public.
Breaking news, Birmingham's bin epidemic has reached an all-time high after residents have started throwing out their rubbish into the street. Check this out. So these videos were taken in multiple areas of Birmingham, and as you can see, the rubbish is piled so high and it has now reached unprecedented levels. Now essentially there's been an industrial bin strike going on since around January this year, and essentially it's between the refuse workers and also Birmingham City Council. Now Birmingham City Council are basically threatening to, cut down jobs, and the bin people really aren't too happy. So essentially there's been a bit of a strike, and obviously now residents are resorting to throwing the bloody rubbish in the street. Now I don't know what it's actually like in the Birmingham area. If you are from the Birmingham area, I would love to know what it is really like, but looking at this, it looks absolutely awful. Now as you can see, all of the actual communal bins are completely stacked high, but now people have resorted to throwing out their mattresses. You've got cardboard boxes, you've got bins absolutely everywhere, and essentially this is essentially a bit of a hazard as well for potentially wheelchair users. There is no way you're going to even be able to get past any of that. Now I want to see what you guys think. If you are a bin worker, if you work for the council, if you are from the area, please do let us know a little bit more information.
Oh my god, these local councils and the bins. Just say you don't want to do it. Bristol City Council become the first local authority in England to collect the black bin waste every 4 weeks. Not 2, 4 fucking weeks. I'll tell you something, here's what you should have done. Kept the big black bins and done them every 4 weeks. instead of putting everyone on fucking slimline bins and collecting them every 2 weeks. It's not rocket science. And then they go on with the shit what they fucking pump out. It will increase the amount of waste our city recycles, reducing costs and significantly lower care. Oh, a load of shit. You can't afford it and you can't be arsed doing it. Just say as it is. But they're talking about it now. But do you know what? Do you know what I've seen a rise in? Can you take a guess? I give you 2 seconds. 1, 2. Fly tipping. There you go. Because if they're not emptying the bins and bins are overflowing and people can't be asked going to the tip, they're going to fucking fly tip it down the back alley of a fucking, on a council estate. Do you know what I mean? We all know the councils are all bankrupt. We know it. But why did you get rid of the big ones, the big bins? Keep the big bins and collect them every 4 weeks. It is not that fucking hard to... These people who make these decisions, these big bosses, these CEOs, they're on stupid money. Get rid of some of them. Because I'm telling you now, they've not got a fucking brain cell between them. They do it all backwards. But yeah, this stuff, what you're seeing now, your potholes not getting filled in, you're going to create damage, you're going to create accidents, bins, not emptying the bins and stuff, you're just going to increase fly tipping. Never mind it's going to fucking reduce emissions and all that shit. People ain't falling for that crap anymore. It's 2025, people have woke up. But yeah, if that happens, that'll be all across the UK, 100%. Absolutely madness.
Is anybody else now getting charged extra by the local council for them to collect the garden waste brown bins? 20 years they've collected these every other week. 1 week the black bin, the next week the brown garden waste bin. Now all of a sudden, they're not doing it anymore unless you pay extra money. They take the piss. It says here, the local council will now follow most other local authorities in England by switching to a paid subscription service for garden waste collection. Subscription service? It's not Netflix or Spotify, for Christ's sake. It's collecting the grass after I've cut my lawn. So I rang them up. It's going to cost an extra £60 a year for them to collect my brown bin with the garden waste in. And if I don't pay £60 a year, they just never collect it ever again. What if I, or other people in this town, and other towns around the UK this is happening in, can't afford to pay the extra £60? Council tax is enough as it is. If I don't pay it, and I don't collect it, what's going to happen when I cut the lawn and all the grass I've got? What am I going to use it for? I'm going to make like a load of grass skirts and have an Hawaiian party in the street or something. I mean... it's ridiculous. Does that mean to any other towns in the UK? Because it seems a bit unfair that something you've always paid for in your council tax, now you have to pay extra for. If you can't afford to pay for it, what are you going to do with your garden waste from now on? I suppose you're going to put it in black bags and try and hide it in the normal bin, are you? And they'll probably check that and probably fine you for doing that. It's an absolute disgrace. Council tax is through the roof, everyone's got less cash, and now they're trying to charge you for something they've always done for free or part of your council tax before. Absolute disgrace, this country.
Bromley Council. Road painting part 2. I think he's just having a fag, and I think he's just realised that it doesn't actually make sense. He's using her makeup mirror to see if it makes sense, looking at it in a mirror.
No, it doesn't.
We could tell you that. The mirror image.
No, I just thought they were being clever.
Shalom. Shalom. Oh, he's still having another check. It's still wrong, mate. It's still not right. Oh, bless.
Broken Britain. But does anything sum it up more than this picture? For those of you who are listening on the radio, this is a tarmacked street with the words "Keep Clear" painted on the road, with keep spelt C-E-E-P and clear spelt kicking K, as my kids would say, L-E-A-R. Now, if you've just seen this on the internet, you'd think that can't be true. That's got to be AI. But we are joined now by the man who took that photograph. I happen to know him personally. Barrington Air shirt maker and tailor, Tom Wharton. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. I had to talk to you about this morning. Where was this, and could you believe your eyes?
It was... I'd just taken the dog for a walk on my way back. Knew there was roadworks down there, so just walking past as normal. Looked, the barriers had gone away, and it was just one of those things you sort of have a quick brief look, and then like, no, that can't be true. So I had another look and just thought, this is ridiculous. I cannot believe that has actually happened. So I took a photo, popped it online, and next thing it was all over the place.
British procedure for noticing a pothole too late. 1. Wince. 2. Tense everything, especially your bum. 3. Suck air through teeth as you go over pothole. 4.
Sorry.
Apologize to car.
The road to our forest has been a mess for ages. Massive potholes, deep ones, big enough to lose a wheel, or a small child. The council, nowhere to be seen. So, as the newest members of the village, we took matters into our own hands. Quick trip to Wickies, 6 bags of tarmac, and a we don't care who's watching attitude. Sorted. We stood right in the middle of the road and got it done. One of these holes was 4 inches deep and half a meter wide. How long had it been like that? Ages. Meanwhile, we're in a 4x4. No problem for us, but for everyone else, a nightmare. So yeah, we fixed it. No permission, no funding, just got it done. Because apparently, it's our job now.
Goodness. I don't know how far that is. What, like 3 inches, something like that? I got that one as well. Got like more over there on that junction. What I was doing was that pothole basically ended my wheels, cracked all the rims. So I went and got them repaired. But I was just going back to the pothole to take photos of it and send it to the council, put in a claim and hopefully get the money back. And if you don't know how to make a claim, here's how you do it. I'm going to show you how. So the first thing you want to do is you want to report it on one of these websites, either fixmystreet.com or there's another one, fill that hole. Careful what you type in because that could take you to a completely different website. You basically need to report it on here because the council don't accept any claims unless it's reported on these websites. Then you want to go to your local council's website and on there they'll have a form where it brings you to a page like this, Essex Highways, to make the claim. Then you just click make a claim online and then you go through the process like that. Also do get a written quote first from a garage. So there's a couple of weird little rules about actually making the claim because they try and get out of paying it. If the pothole is already marked with spray paint around it, you can't make a claim on a pothole like that. Or they class it as a pothole if it's bigger than 2 inches. So if it's shallower than that, then you just won't be able to make a claim.
Come on, Warrington Borough Council, sort it out. I mean, look at that. What we're paying council tax for? Every day I come on this park, there's shit everywhere. Sort it out, do better.
Is this the most expensive zebra crossing in the country? Hounslow Council have commissioned 4 of them as part of the West London Queer Project. The cost to the taxpayer, £50,000. So how does that break down? The rainbow crossing itself costs in excess of £34,000. It costs £9,000 for resurfacing and road markings, around £2,000 for traffic management, and more than £4,500 on road safety audits. I'm not sure the quality of paint was value for money though. It's already starting to discolour. Time to splash out on a few extra coats.
Just got this year's council tax bill and honestly, I'm raging, and I knew I was going to be raging. We get 2 months off a year, right, where we don't have to pay council tax. We are paying council tax. It's just spread over 10 months rather than 12, right? Don't go fooling yourself. But we've had a 4.8% increase in council tax. An increase in what we have to pay, but a decrease in the services that we're going to receive. Because we live in rip-off Britain. I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm not surprised. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for the council tax letters, and it's just filled us with more rage. The country is on its arse. Yeah, we pay more, we get less. We pay more, we get less. Pay more, get less. Honestly, I am so wound up. People can't afford to put food. People can't afford to put food in the bellies. They can't afford to heat the house, but they have to pay more council tax. Because if you don't pay your council tax, you go to prison. Honestly, this country is messed up. I wouldn't mind paying more. I wouldn't mind paying more if the services that we got were to a decent standard. Down here in London, yeah, especially the borough of Croydon, load of rubbish. Honestly, it's a load of rubbish. The place is scruffy, it's filthy, the crime levels are high. You can't even get your bins emptied, right? You're paying more for emergency services, I know that, but apparently you wait with 6 hours for an ambulance these days and then you're left on the floor of a corridor. Yeah, corridor in a hospital. That's what we're paying for, guys. That's what we're paying for. Honestly, this country sucks big buttholes and I'm sick of it. Anyway, I'm off to calm down.
Ah, well, there we go. Council tax is going to rise for everyone to the maximum amount allowed for the next 3 years at 5%, and councils can also ask for additional hikes if they're facing bankruptcy. For fuck's sake, here we go. When is it the additional 5% gets added every year? I can't remember what month it is. Rachel Reeves just a few moments ago said on an interview on Sky News that further spending may be funded by rises in council tax. She also went on to say and point out that councils don't have to do that, but they're kind of being forced to fucking do it, and they're gonna fucking do it. Like they're not gonna hike it up to the maximum amount. Of course they fucking will, they're greedy. She also refused to rule out the possibility of other tax rises being announced in the October budget. She is totally fucking this up. She is winging this. Literally winging it. It seems like someone has lied on their CV to get into a job here that doesn't know what they're doing, and they're just winging it day by day. This is what it feels like what's going on. Correct me if I'm wrong. For fuck's sake.
The council's bankrupt, the streets are filthy, and now they're pulling down British flags in Britain. Birmingham City Council, a council so broke it can't even fix its own roads or sort its bin collection for 9 months, has decided the priority is to go around the city and strip away Union Jacks and St George's flags. These are the flags that ordinary patriotic residents put up themselves. And why? Because the library, Birmingham's massive central landmark, is being lit up green and white to celebrate the 77th anniversary of Pakistan's independence. Now let me be crystal clear, no one's saying the Pakistani community shouldn't celebrate. Of course they should, but this is Britain, and the Union Jack should never be treated like a problem that needs removing to make space for another flag or another nation's colours. If I moved abroad, I'd be proud of my heritage, but I'd still respect that my new home's flag comes first. That's just common sense. That's what national pride is. And the timing, right before the celebration. It's either staggering incompetence or political cowardice. Birmingham's falling apart.
These
Instead
lot
of tackling
couldn't organise
crime,
a tea party
poverty,
in a tea
or
shop.
rubbish piling up in
Absolute
the streets,
disgrace,
the council's
the whole
busy
bleeding lot
playing
of them.
flag politics. So what do you
Right,
think?
I've had
Is this
enough of this
harmless
shambles.
cultural respect,
I'm
or
off.
yet another sign Britain is
See you
losing
in the
sight
next
of
video.
who it is?